Today's inspiration is strength. The definition of strength is stated as the quality of being strong, the ability to resist being moved or broken by a force, or the quality that allows someone to deal with problems in a determined and effective way. This means strength is not only physical, but also mental. One's inner strength comes from confidence, power from the inside. The inside associated with strength is the core. And when the core is strong through physical activity, your mental aptitude gains strength as well. And these strengths together also strengthen your will. And your will is what fuels you through all situations. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and wisdom. Be at least interested in what goes on inside you as what happens outside. Because if you get the inside right, the outside will fall into place. As you practice today, think about your own strength, your own will, your own growth. In this physically driven practice being offered to you today, will you embrace the challenge? Inhale strength. Exhale doubt. Let go of the negative. Today, now, it is just you on your mat. Come back to center. Inhale, bring both of your arms up over your head, reach for the sky. Exhale, bring your right hand to the mat beside you, lean over, reach to the side. Breathe, reach the knees for the mat, turn the head and the chest to look up. Option to stay here or bend a little deeper, reach a little further. Inhale through center, reach up as high as you can. Exhale to the other side. Same cueing instructions. Turn the head and the chest to face up. Reach the knees for the mat. Option to bend a little deeper, reach a little further. Inhale, bring both of your arms up over your head. Reach up as high as you can. Try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you and pull your heels in towards your groins. Take a hold of your big toes or your feet and inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold at your hips. Bring your chest closer to the ground, closer to your feet. Allow your head to hang, your shoulders to round. Breathe. Just warming up your spine, warming up your hips and your body. One more breath here. Plant your palms on the mat in front of you. Slowly come back up. Bring the hands all the way back behind you. Fingers pointing towards your body. Lift your chest. Try to touch the shoulder blades on your back. Imagine that your heart is on the altar of your chest. Come back to center. Bring your ankles out to the side and back behind you, your hands to the mat in front of you. Come up onto all fours. Plant your palms below your shoulders, spread your fingers wide and put the weight into the hands where the fingers meet the palms. Bring your knees below your hips, untuck your toes, put the weight into the tops of your feet. Feel the engagement of the lower back, the lower belly. And inhale, bring your belly towards the mat, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, push the ground away from you, arch your back, point the top of your head at your mat. Just continue to flow, inhaling through cow and exhaling through cat. Really warming up, lubricating your spine. One more breath. And on your next breath, bring your spine to neutral. Walk your hands forward just a little bit. Tuck your toes under. Straighten out the knees, lift up your hips, come into downward facing dog. Alternate the bend in your knees or walk out your dog. Just warming up the backs of your legs. Breathe. Keep spreading the fingers wide. Keep putting the weight into the hands where the fingers meet the palms. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Just coming all the way into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Allow your head to hang, your shoulders to round. Option to keep the hands on the mat in front of you or take a hold of opposite elbows. Allow your head to hang, breathe. Feel the hamstrings, the muscles at the backs of the legs, long and strong, just stretching out, lengthening. Double check that your feet are hip distance apart, just by bringing both of your fists to the inside of your feet. Release the hands back down to the mat and slowly start to roll up, just like a rag doll. Allow the arms and the head to hang. When you get to your shoulders, roll your shoulders down your spine. Your head comes up last. Take a moment to set yourself up in Tadasana. Take all 10 of your toes, spread them wide, lift them off the mat. Option to keep the toes lifted as you practice. Feel the engagement of the shins and the calves. Engage your engage your thighs. Squeeze your bum, pull your belly button in towards your spine, lift your chest, spread the fingers wide, engage the arms. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head or reach for the sky. Exhale, fold at your hips, bring your hands to the mat in front of you. Inhale, halfway lift, plant your palms on your shins. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, plant your palms and step back to the top of a push-up. Stay here, breathe. Push the ground away from you, spread the fingers. Pull the heels up over the balls of your feet. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Breathe. Look to the top of the mat. Always an option to bring the knees to the mat. If you bring the knees to the mat, keep the feet right where they are. Keep the legs engaged. Really push the ground away from you. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower the body down to the mat in one line. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders down the spine. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Start to flow with your breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Keep your toes untucked and the legs engaged, knees lifted. Keep the elbows in at the sides of your body, the elbows reaching to the bottom of the mat. Option to lift the hands with every inhale, using the strength of your lower back to lift you up. Breathe. One more round. Exhale down. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, push up onto all fours and all the way up, downward facing dog. Float forward, double check your alignment. Come into plank. Keep your hands and your feet right here. Lift the hips up. Bring your shoulder blades down your spine. Put a slight bend in the knees. Push your chest closer to your thighs. Reach your sits bones up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Inhale, bend the knees. Look to the top of the mat. Hop, step, or walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side and up to the ceiling. Reach up, look up. Exhale your hands to heart center. We'll do that with one round faster. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, forward, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Always an option to float forward. Check the alignment. One more breath. Inhale, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, hop, step, or walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale your hands to heart center. We'll do it a little different. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, bend into your knees and sit back into your chair. And just stay here and breathe. Notice your alignment. Double check that your knees are not extending past the toes. So knees in line with toes. And think about that chair, like sitting back right there. It's just back, just a little further. Put all of the weight into the heels. Lift up all 10 of your toes. Spread them wide. Sit your bum down a little lower. Pull the belly button in towards your spine. Reach up, look up. Spread your fingers wide and engage your arms. It's like God's gonna throw you a baby. You don't have to keep it. You're just gonna catch it. Lift the toes, lower the hips. Breathe. One more time. Lift the toes, lower the hips. Put the weight into the left foot and start to shoot the right foot back. Reach it back as far as you can and come onto the ball of the back foot. Bend your front knee over your ankle and your back heel up over the ball of your foot. Breathe. Put your hands on your hips. Make sure your hips are square. And then inhale, straighten both the legs, reach the arms up over your head. And exhale, come back down, arms to cactus or 90 degrees. Spread the fingers wide, engage the arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move with your breath. One more round, inhale up. Exhale down. Keep the arms in cactus. Double check the front knee is over the ankle. Your shin is vertical. Heel up over the ball of your foot. And then bend the back knee and just hover it off the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take the right elbow and bring it to the outside of the left knee. Breathe. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Option to stay here, or you could tuck the back toes and lift the back knee to hover. And keep pushing into the elbows, trying to bring those hands back to heart center. Unwind, plant the palms on either side of the front foot, and quietly step back to downward facing dog. Stay here, breathe. Option to down dog, option to child's pose, or option to vinyasa. Vinyasa is plank, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, and down dog.
Keep putting weight into the knuckles.
And bring the right foot in between the hands. Come onto the ball of the back foot and bend the front knee until it's over your ankle. And slowly come all the way up, using the strength of your legs to lift your upper body up. Inhale, straighten out both the legs, bring the arms up over your head. Exhale, bend into high lunge, arms at a 90-degree angle. Just flow with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathe. Engage. And just make sure to double check that the back heel is up over the ball of the foot. If it's not, it's usually because you're taking too short of a stance. Take a longer stance, challenge yourself. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Bring the knee to hover above the mat. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Push through the hands. Turn from the belly, then the chest. Hover that back knee just off the mat. And then option to bring it all the way down. Untuck the toe. Breathe. And then once again, option to tuck the toes, lift the knee. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. So now we step back into chair, or step forward into chair. Bring the weight into the right foot, step the left foot forward, sit back in your chair. Breathe. Lift the toes, lower the hips. Inhale, reach up, look up. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Notice the stable ground below you. Feel free to lift up all 10 of your toes, spread them wide. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head, reach for the sky. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Breathe, lower your hips, lift your toes. Lower your hips even more, lift your toes even more. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit lower. Inhale, reach up one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Allow the head to hang. Forward fold. And slowly roll up and sit down. So come back into your chair, engage your core, bring your hands to heart center. Lift the toes, lower the hips, breathe. BKS Iyengar states that in chair pose, the thighs should be parallel to the floor. Just throwing that out there. Put all of the weight into the left foot and bring the right leg up into the air. Shoot it back behind you and keep your hips square. Come into warrior 3. Focus on your standing leg. Make sure it's nice and strong. Find your balance. Double check that there is a slight micro bend in the front knee, the standing leg. And then start to focus on the back leg. Bring it up to a 90-degree angle and keep the hips in line with one another. Keep pushing the hands towards one another, engaging the arms. Breathe. Inhale, come to stand and bring the right leg through and all the way up. Interlock your fingers on your shins, knee to chest. Breathe. Keep focusing on the standing leg. Just notice the movements that your body makes automatically to keep you in balance. Bring the right foot to rest on the left leg. So it can be on the thigh, it can be a kickstand. Just make sure it's anywhere but on your knee. Arms, however feels good. Tray in the way. Prayer, reverse prayer. And if you're feeling pretty good, close your eyes. Just double check that your standing leg is strong and that the right foot is pushing into the left leg while the left leg is pushing into the right foot. Feel everything come in and then up. Squeeze. Inhale, reach the arms up and release the right foot back down to the mat. Walk it out. Now I'm an aerobic instructor. Walk it out. Other side. All of the weight into the right foot. All the way into both of your feet. Sit back in your chair. Double check all your alignment cues with the chair. Lift the toes. Lower the hips. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Reach the arms up. Look up. Engage the arms. Spread the fingers wide. This is called fierce pose. Utka. Fierce. Yeah. And then put all of the weight into the right foot. Start to fold forward and bring the left foot back behind you. Hands to heart center. Prayer. Anjali Mudra. Muju. And start to focus on the standing leg, nice and strong. Micro bend in the knee. And all of the muscles hugging around the bone. Then bring the attention into the standing leg. Make sure the hips stay square. Kick that back leg out, back behind you, either flexing the foot or flointing. Make sure the toes are pointing down towards the mat, the heel up towards the ceiling. Breathe, push those hands together. Chest open. And then slowly come back up to standing. Bring the left leg through and the knee up to the chest. Interlock the fingers around the shins. Knee, standing knee to chest. Breathe. And just notice again, all the movements that the body makes just to keep you in balance, all on its own. We move into Vrikshasana or tree pose. Where would you like this left foot? Inner thigh? On your calf? Or as a kickstand? Again, just double checking that the legs are perpendicular. And push the left foot into the right leg and push the right leg back into the left foot and pull everything in and then up. Option for the arms, train the way, prayer, mujus. Breathe. Again, if you're feeling strong, close your eyes. Make sure that the knee is like pointing directly out and that it's not like coming into a 45-degree angle, it's at a 90-degree angle. One more time. Pull in, up. Release the foot back down to the mat, walk it up. Breathe. Bring the feet in towards one another so that your big toes touch and your heels are slightly apart. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, sit back down into your chair. Breathe. Lift the toes, lower the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Push the hands towards one another, twist the chest. Inhale, come through center, reach up. Keep in the chair. Exhale, other side. And just take a minute to like set yourself up here and then inhale through center and exhale to the other side. As you move, double check that the knees are not shifting. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Keep moving at your own pace with your own breath. I will supervise. Very nice. Keep going. Breathe. One more round, making sure that you're even on all sides. Inhale, come back to center, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Allow your head to hang, your shoulders to round. Just breathe. Bend your knees, come down onto all fours. Spread your fingers wide, placing the palms below your shoulders. Put the weight into the knuckles, tuck your toes under, lift your knees to hover just above the mat. Breathe. And then slowly bring the knees back down to the mat. Cross your ankles. Sit down on your mat. And bring your legs out in front of you. Take a minute, have a drink. All right, let's say good morning to our cores. Bend the knees, so bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Lift your chest. Interlock the fingers around the shins or take a hold of underneath the knees. And then sit up like a seated cow. Round the spine forward and lift the chest. Now feel this, okay? Oppositely, do a seated cat. Round the spine, like arch it in the opposite direction. Cave the shoulders in, the chest in, or the chin down. Okay, and then come back up, seated cow. This is the spine we want to keep with core. Okay, and then come into seated cat. This is what we tend to do when we're not, keeping things engaged. So just remember, seated cow. Okay, bring the arms to shoulder height and spread the fingers wide, and then slowly start to lay down onto the mat. Keep the feet grounded. Slowly release down, 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 down. Take your time. And then when you get there, take your hands, palms face down, and just bring them underneath your bum, only if that feels good to you. And bring your legs up into the air. Actually, let's switch it up. Bring your arms up into the air. So bring your arms parallel to one another and spread the fingers wide. Flex the feet so that you're engaged. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale. Bring the right hand and the left leg away from each other until they hover just above the mat. And then exhale them back into center. Switch sides, left hand, right foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back to center. Make sure the shoulder blades are on the mat and they stay that way. Inhale, opposite, right hand, left foot. Exhale, come back to center. Slow down. Inhale, open. Hover. Exhale, come back. Know that with the core, we use momentum to make it easier, so slow your roll. Inhale, open. Exhale, back to center. Other side, inhale, open. Exhale, back to center. One more time, each side, inhale, open. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, other side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, both arms, both legs open up. Hover all the way above the mat, legs and arms. Exhale, back to center. Keep flowing. Inhale, open. Keep the fingers spread wide, the arms engaged. The feet flex, the legs engaged. Exhale, back to center. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Come to hover. Arms off the mat, legs off the mat. Stay here, breathe. Exhale, back up. And hug the knees into the chest. Take a moment. And then bring the arms down to the side. Tuck them under your bum if that feels good. And bring the legs back up into the air. Flex the feet. Imagine that there is a clock right above you. And right now your feet are at 12. Come on over to the right to 3. And then come all the way down. Hover the feet for 6. Come all the way over to the left for 9. And then come to meet back at 12. Okay, so let's do this. Over to the 3, down to the 6, over to the 9, and then up to the 12. Great, over to the 9, down to the 6. Hold. Keep the feet flexed, and then come up to the 3. Over to the 12. Come down to the 6, and back up to the 12. Down to the 6, hold, hover, up to the 3, over to the 9, up to the 12, and then down to the 6, up to the 12, and then down to the 6, up to the 12, down to the 6, over to the 3, over to the 9. Now bring your right leg to the 12 and the left leg to the 6. Switch, left leg to 12, right leg to 6. Right leg to 3, left leg to 9. Right leg to 12, left leg to 6. Back to 3 and 9. Bring both legs to 12, both legs to 6. Hover. Keep the feet flexed. Up to 12, down to 6. Up to 12, down to 6. Up to 12, down to 6. Over to 9, over to 3. Up to 12, down to 6. Over to 9, over to 3, 12, 6. And then hug your knees into your chest. And breathe. Bring your feet back down to your mat. Bring the arms alongside your body with your palms face down. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Put the weight into your feet. Lift your hips up into the air. Keep the knees reaching towards one another, but parallel. Option to interlock the fingers behind you. Lift the chest up even higher. Breathe. Squeeze your bum. And then slowly lower around the spine. Take your time. Take a moment. We'll go again. Only option to come into wheel or chakrasana. So if you're going to head into bridge, feel free to head back into bridge. If you're going to try chakrasana, bend the elbows and place the palms just above your shoulders. Put the weight into your forelimbs, into the hands and the feet. Come up onto the top of the head. Option to stay here or lift all the way up. Breathe. Keep squeezing the bum and keep pushing up. Squeeze the bum, lift up even higher, breathe. Slowly release. Come down onto the head, take your time coming down. Round your spine. Tailbone touches last. Breathe. Always take a moment in neutral spine. We don't want to fold like a credit card back and forth. Neutral spine. And then you can hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead up to try to touch the kneecaps. Squeeze the body round your spine. Breathe. Bring the soles of your feet down to the mat. Bring your head down to the mat. Supine twist now, option, however you want. So you could just like bend the knees over to the right, or, you know, some people like eagle legs. Some people like a normal supine twist. Some people like figure of four twist. Just do whatever feels good for you. And breathe. Feel your body settling after the practice. Again, this is usually the space where I'm like, I know a couple times I had you do chair and I didn't practice with you, and I totally should have, because now we're done and I feel like I have energy and I could have done that, and that's not helpful. So just be happy that you showed up. First of all, if you just laid on the mat, that's awesome. If you got up, great. If you practiced, awesome. So just be happy and proud for any effort that you put into coming to this mat today. And just know the more that you show up on the mat, the more you get into habit, the stronger you will be. And just like think about anybody else. If anybody else came onto the mat and then was telling you like, oh, I could have done an extra chair, wouldn't you be like, dude, who cares? You did it. It's time to start talking to yourself like that. It's time to start talking to yourself like you're your own friend. Instead of being your worst critic, what if you were your best cheerleader? Like, can you fathom that, really? Like, if you talked nice to yourself. Bring your head into center. Engage your core. Bring the knees into center. Whatever you did on the right side, do it on the left side. Bring your head back into center, engage the core, bring your knees back into center. Bring your knees back into your chest one last time. Soles of the feet up to the ceiling. Take a hold of the outer edges of your feet and just come into happy baby. If there's any other posture that's calling to you, any other way your body wants to move before settling, please feel free to do that. And then whenever you are ready, bring your feet down to the mat. Walk your feet away from you until your legs are flat. Let your feet fall open. And bring your arms alongside your body with your palms face up. Push the back of your head into your mat. Roll your shoulders down your spine. And take all of the thoughts that you have in your head right now and just allow them to ooze out of the crown of your head, onto your mat, and away from you. Feel your body. Feel your front body supported by your back body, and your back body supported by your mat. Just for now, without asking how, let yourself sink into stillness. Just for now, lay down the weight you so patiently bear upon your shoulders. Feel the earth receive you and the infinite expanse of sky grow even wider as your awareness reaches up to meet it. Just for now, allow a wave of breath to enliven your experience. Breathe out whatever blocks you from the truth. Just for now, be boundless, free, awakened, energy tingling in your feet. Drink in the possibility of being who and what you really are, so fully alive that when you open your eyes, the world looks different, newly born, and vibrant. Just for now. Through practice, I've come to see that the deepest source of my misery is not wanting things to be the way they are, not wanting myself to be the way I am, not wanting the world to be the way it is, not wanting others to be the way they are. Whenever I am suffering, I find this war with reality to be at the heart of the problem. Instead, I try to remember that a warrior cannot complain or regret anything. Her life is an endless challenge, and challenges cannot possibly be good or bad. Challenges are simply challenges. The basic difference between an ordinary person and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary person takes everything as a blessing or a curse. Invite some awareness back into your breath. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And turn your head from side to side. Pull your knees up into your chest, hug them in. Roll from side to side. Eventually rolling all the way over onto your right side. Use your bicep as a pillow. Take a breath here. Use the strength of your left hand to push yourself all the way up to seated. Keep your eyes nice and heavy. Roll your shoulders down your spine. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Let it out with a sigh. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Normal breathing. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. Bow your head. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice this morning. From my heart to yours. Namaste.